Rex, well, first and foremost, just kind of what you have been taken away from 7-on-7 so far as the team play.
It's definitely like the communication that goes on when the play doesn't go exactly the way it was supposed to go. So, there's someone in between me and my receiver, and him working and him finding, throwing lanes for me, and definitely like working together as a team after the play's already started, I think is the main thing that's really benefiting us in 7-on-7.
What are you doing well, in your opinion? What are some things that you feel like you've been able to do right so far?
Yeah, well, we only have one returning receiver on our team, so I think that the thing that I'm working on the hardest is just making sure everybody knows what to do when, when I'm scrambling, or, stuff that a lot of game savvy, stuff that comes from playing games. So, a lot of these guys are new, so they don't really know, when I'm running out to my right, like everybody should come with me, and just spacing and working on that, and, just knowing what everybody's supposed to do so that I can be the field general instead of, last year really having to worry about what I was doing myself. I can kind of look at everything as a big picture now.
How do you feel the guys are responding to you? Like you said, you only have one returning wide receiver. How have the new receivers kind of come on?
I think that it's like playing with your brother, and my brother is one of the receivers, but it's like we're so close with each other that we never get in fights. Everybody wants to get better. So if there's anything that needs to happen between me and whichever wideout, it's gonna happen. They're all excited. They're all in. We're in this together, and it's just exciting to play with them.
Speaking of brother, Scoop Bradshaw has become a brother of yours. He obviously plays on the defensive side, but also plays some wide receiver. I got to see him play some wide receiver. What can you say about him as a wideout?
Him as a wideout, he's ferocious. Like he runs that 4-4 on every route. He never slouches backside. He'll be exhausted. He's going both ways, and he's still gonna run. And he's smart too. He'll tell me, hey, the backside post, the safety's coming down. And so just as a wideout, he's ferocious. He always runs his routes full speed, and since he plays defense, he'll come back and tell me, they're in cover 2, or they're in loose 4, they're in whatever, and he'll know the defense, and he'll know how he needs to run his route in order to get open. I think that since he plays defense, that makes him that much better of a wideout.
What can you say about Scoop as an all-around player? I mean, he's family to you, but what does Syracuse get with Scoop?
I mean, Scoop, he's coming. When he hits with a purpose, and you'll see his dreads flying. He's diving around, making plays. He leaves his feet every play. He's just, football is kind of all he's had, and so he goes out there with that mentality that this is all I got, and I'm gonna give it everything. And I think that in college, when he's on his own, there's gonna be a time when he's gonna be like, this is mine, I got this, and he's gonna just plummet. Or I'm not plummet. I mean take off.
How difficult is it to go up against him, knowing that obviously when he's playing receiver with you, that he's making reads and doing what he needs to do, but then taking that on defense and being able to read you? How tough is that?
Scoop is the king of tricking me into doing stuff. He always acts like he's not covering somebody and then covers them. So we kind of like a little bit of a rivalry, but he likes to play offense. He likes offense more than defense, I think, but he won't tell anybody that. But I know he likes to play on the offensive side.
Offensively, what can you say as far as defining yourself as where you stand as a quarterback right now? How do you kind of view everything? I know we talked about how 7-on-7's going, but where you kind of stand right now overall? I'm just mostly focused on
like the team and what's going on around me. Last year I wasn't sound with my mechanics and stuff like that, but we put a lot of work in, and I feel like my next step is to know everything that's going on in the defense, to know what's going on with the play all the way around the field, and just having more knowledge of the game. I think that's going to be the biggest key for me.
Your brother, well, Coach Weiner, I have to give him credit for saying this first, that you've broken every record in the weight room, and he believes your brother will be the next one to do it. Your brother seconded that and said he would be the next one, so he said he's coming. Well,
he's got all the good genetics. It's not my fault. I mean, geez, he's 15 years old and he's 240 pounds, 6'4", so and I bust his butt in there. He'll be tired, and I'll get after him, and he'll get mad, and he'll be bitching. I hate you. So it's fun. I mean, I'm happy that he's the way he is. I mean, that's my brother. I really hope that I'll be able to play with him in Syracuse one day.
How is it having him as a tight end?
It's special. I mean, I spent so much time with him, and at home, and then it's like we go to football, and it's like that's like another aspect of like our relationship. It makes us that much deeper. And you know, Judge is the kind of guy who's he's not gonna let something happen to me. Like if he's blocking his ass off. If he's trying to make a catch and you know there's traffic, he's gonna make sure that it's not picked off. He's got my back. And you know, you could say your teammates are brothers, but when your teammates your real brother, like there's definitely a special connection.
You said that you hope that maybe someday he could play with you at Syracuse. They offered him when he was just going up there to support you. What was that whole experience like? Because he said, you know, he obviously had a good feeling when he was up there.
Yeah, it's definitely like, I know that my brother wants to go where I go, and so, you know, having that available to him is definitely key. He wants to play. He wants to go see what happens. He's not going to commit right away, but, you know, it's definitely nice that Syracuse almost cares about family to offer my brother when he's never even played before. So I think that's something special.
What does it mean to you? What does Syracuse mean to you at this point? I know we've talked about it before on the show, but what does it mean?
It's still kind of a dream to me. Like I don't think about college very much. I'm just, you know, here and now, you know, what can I do for Plant? And it's like sometimes like I'll be so worried about Plant football, I'll even forget about Syracuse, and then I'll remember like, hey, you know, like, you know, that's gonna come. I don't want to be that guy that sells out on his team, you know, halfway through his senior year because he's committed to a D1 school. Like there's been guys on our team that have done that in the past, and I'm not that guy.